Welcome to A Course of Love book group written by Perron, first receiver. This week, let me see, we are on chapter 5, The Choice for Love, page 224, 225. The Choice for Love.
I don't, what book are you reading from? Okay.
Course of Love.
Chapter 5?
Yeah, it's in the first treatise.
Okay.
Yeah, it's page 225 in the first treatise.
I went right to it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. The Choice for Love. Why, when a God of love was revealed so long ago, and in so many times, and in so many forms since then, that they remain forever countless, has fear of God remained? The only answer possible is because fear of the self has remained. This is a twofold fear that must be looked at carefully now, and with all the power of the art of thought. One aspect of this fear has to do with the human experience, the other aspect with the divine experience. When it was said within A Course of Love that the great paradox of creation is that while creation is perfect, something has gone wrong within it. This fear in relation to the human experience is of what it was I spoke. The choice for suffering that has been made within the human condition is what I speak of specifically here. While I can tell you suffering is illusion, you cannot still your fear of it, nor tear your eyes away from it, or remove it from the feelings of your heart. While I came to reveal the choice of love to you, the choice that you each must make to end such suffering, the illusion of suffering has continued, and in its continuation made the choice of love seem all but impossible. If not for the suffering that you see all around you, the choice for love would have been made. If the choice for love had been made, the suffering you see around you would be no more. This is the paradox. The second aspect of this fear is fear of the divine. A part of this fear of the divine is related to the fear of the human condition. How can you not be fearful of creation when such suffering occurs within it? Hi, Ian. Welcome.
Hi. Well, where were you in the book?
Okay, I'm on chapter 5, The Choice for Love, page 225, 224. We're in the 5.4.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. The second aspect of this fear is fear of the divine. A part of this fear of the divine is related to the fear of the human condition. How can you not be fearful of creation when such suffering occurs within it? But there is another aspect that relates to the fear of union. We spent much time discussing within a course of love. It is the fear of the human mind that cannot comprehend the all or the nothingness, the eternal or the void. Why your thought system here has been described often as insanity. This is the insanity you would fear that may actually grow stronger as you get closer to the truth. This is the part of you that believes this communication itself is insane, that believes that to contemplate miracles is insane, that both welcomes and fears visions and abilities you see as being currently beyond your capabilities. This fear of all and nothingness is fear of God, fear of life, fear of creation, fear of self. For there is only all and nothing. A part of you is aware of this and as fearful of the all of everything as of the void of nothing. You feel as if you are headed toward something from somewhere, but neither here nor there feel completely real to you. The lucky among you have made of this in-between place an adventure and are happy in your seeking. You do not care to end this happy state, and there is indeed much to be learned from the in-between. It is, however, a starting point only. Ian, are you reading tonight?
Yeah, I guess I could read.
Would you like to?
Okay, it said
5.7, page 225,
okay,
5.7. Mm-hmm.
5.5.7. The
Mm-hmm.
whole of life the whole of life could in fact be seen as the illusion of an in-between you have created between all and nothing. This in-between place is your comfort zone. And although you feel compelled to push at its edges, this pushing simply leaves the edges quite intact and causes them to be capable of offering resistance. Your search for something within the in-between, if it leads not beyond the in-between, but shields you from the recognition of all you are, of the all you are capable of finding, and the nothing in which you reside.
Slow down, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
In order to experience the truth, you must move into a state that is real. Nothing is as real as everything. And it's what some of you will or have experienced as a dark night of the soul. To realize that you reside in nothingness is but the counterpart of realizing that there is an all to which you belong. Again, I tell you that it is only your body and the thinking of your ego mind that made the in-between state of the illusion in which you now exist seem real. I must make a distinction here between the seemingly real and the aspect of your existence that is real. Your heart, as we have defined it many times within this course, must exist in the thought system that is real to you. The thought system of the ego mind is what has been real to you, and thus where your heart has been held captive. Thus, your real self is not present in the realm of the truly real, but it's actually present within the illusion. This is why all seeking must turn within toward the heart where the real self abides. There is nothing else that will free who you are but your freedom from the ego's thought system. That the ego's thought system has kept you from this freedom is the seeming difficulty you experience in learning this course of study. And the reason when you have freed yourself that you will look back and see how easy this choice really is. The body, and thus the you who you think you are, would not experience anything without presence of the heart. The heart is the only cause of your experience here. When released from the ego thought system, the heart becomes the determiner of what you experience, since you know it as the cause. This is what is meant by mind and heart being joined in union or being wholehearted. It's the real you or the center of yourself. Being joined with the only thought system that is real, being joined with the only thought system that is real. the thought system of the truth. How could a thought system based on anything but the truth lead to anything but illusion? The here that you experience is the experience dictated by the ego mind. And this experience is all that makes you believe you you are other than who you are, thus abolishing thus the abolishing of the ego mind, as stated many times and in many ways, must now be brought to completion. This is why I have asked you to choose the manner in which you would be once and finally convinced. You must experience the reality of the new thought system, or it will remain forever theoretical. You must let go of the foundation of fear on which the old thought system was built in order to experience the new. The art of thought invites the experience of the new thought system by being willing to replace the old with the new. While this will at first be a learned activity, and as such have its moments of seeming difficulty, it is learned only in the sense of practicing the mindfulness that will allow the memory of it to return to you. Mindfulness and wholeheartedness are but different expressions of the union of mind and heart. Mindfulness will aid you in remembering. Wholeheartedness will aid you in reconciling the laws of God with the laws of man. Through mindfulness, you will remember who you are. Through wholeheartedness, you will be who you are. It is in this way that you will enter a time of miracles, put an end to suffering, and thus begin the return to love. Okay, I'm complete. Someone else want to read?
Sure. Chapter 6. The Act of Prayer. The thought system of the ego mind is a learned system, and this is why it can be unlearned. The thought system of the truth is always present, as the truth is always present, and can be neither learned nor unlearned. It will thus be revealed to you as soon as the learned thought system ceases to block its realization. how is this revelation to take place? It will begin by learning the art of thought as the act of prayer. We have spoken already of memory here and have presented the acts of reproducing and recollecting that are involved with memory as acts of creation. Prayer is but reproducing and recollecting a divine memory, and a divine memory cannot help but produce a divine outcome. Said in another way, prayer reproduces the truth and allows the truth to exist as it is. Prayer does this because it is the act of consciously choosing union. Choosing union moves you into the real state of awe from the unreal state of the in-between. Only from within a state that is real can anything happen in truth. Thus, prayer must be redefined as the act of consciously choosing union. With this definition, you can see how your life can become a prayer. This does not negate the fact that a prayer is also a constant dialogue of asking, being answered, and responding. This is the aspect of prayer that makes of it an act of creation. Prayer and miracles work hand in hand once both are seen for what they are. Do not forget what union is. Union is the mind and heart being joined in wholeheartedness. It is your union with yourself. Union with yourself is union with God. Thus, your concentration must not stray back to old concepts of prayer or of reaching God through the intercession of prayer, as if God were separate from you and accessible only through a specific means of communication. You can see, perhaps, how this attitude toward prayer came about, as it is, like much you have learned, close to the truth without being the truth. To use prayer only as a means of reaching out to a God seen as separate is to attempt to use what cannot be used. Such ideas of prayer have had credence because its reaching out does at least recognize that there is something to reach out to. Such ideas of prayer have long been opening doors for those who are ready to walk through them to a real relationship with God and self. But this is not the concept of prayer of which we speak, nor one that can reasonably be called a way of life or likened to the art of thought. Prayers such as these emanate from either heart or mind and have not the power of the wholehearted. Prayers such as these emanate from the state of fear that is the reality of the separated self. To pray out of fear is not to pray at all, because such prayer chooses not the union that is the prerequisite. To pray out of fear is to ask from an unreal state of lack for what is seen as missing or desired. In contrast, true prayer, formed in union, is a means of creating, recollecting, or recalling a divine memory and transforming that divine memory into a present moment experience. Memory is valuable to us now because it relies not on perception. If perception were all that were available to you, each experience would begin and end and have no ability to relate to anything else at all. Without memory, what you learned one day would be gone the next. The person you met one day, you would not know the next. Thus, memory allows relationship. Memory, or how you relate to past experiences, is what makes each individual unique. A family can share many similar experiences without relating to them in the same way. It is the way experience is related to through memory, which shapes the different personalities, paths, and thus future experiences of each of you. So, what happens when memories of past experiences are revisited under the all encompassing umbrella of a new way of thought? The different personalities become one. The different paths become one path. The future experiences become one. And in this oneness is peace everlasting. What happens when this oneness is accomplished is that divine memories arise to replace perception. This is miracle mindedness. The accomplishment of this state of being is the reason for which you are here. It is your return to yourself. It heralds the return of heaven through the second coming of Christ, the energy that will bridge the two worlds. How y'all feel it?
Yeah, he gives us a new definition of prayer,
Yeah,
the recollection of divine memories. That is what it is. It's in 6.2.
yeah. How would life be if life were lived as a continuous prayer?
So like in 6.8, it's almost like he's asking us to recall what it was like before we became physical beings. Like the memories we had of that state before we became separate.
Divine
Uh,
memory.
and Yeah.
Divine memory. Have you ever done that, Ian? Have you ever asked yourself, capital S?
Yeah, I've certainly asked myself.
Yeah, you can experience it, your divine memory. It's a state of union.
Yeah, I think we mostly experience separated memories and the trauma that it comes from those, as opposed to the divine memories.
Mhm.
I mean, the thing is in 6.7, like in 6.8, he's almost asking us to go beyond past experiences. But then in 6.7, he says memory or how you relate to past experiences is what makes each individual unique. Without memory, I'm reversing the order of sentences. Without memory, what you learn one day would be gone the next. Person you met one day, you would not know the next. Thus, memory allows relationship. But these are memories of experiences in the physical of the physical self. These are not the
Yeah.
memories that precede the physical experiences. So,
So I think what he's, I don't know, I think what he's asking here is to view our experiences here through the lens of love, you know, not instead of the lens of fear. See, if you see it through the lens of love, if you think of your memory, if you have a memory come up and you look at it again through a lens of love, would it look different? You know, would it look the same?
yeah, well, it would change many memories would change.
Yeah,
They would be
yeah,
transformed.
right. Linda, do you remember? Tell me about love. That's just what came to me. You know, we can, Ian, go ahead, Linda.
I was just affirming what was coming to your mind. I remember it now.
Yeah, that's what just what we're speaking of here, Ian, is, you know, can go through your day to go through the day as an act of prayer, as a in a prayerful way, just to look at everything as if you're silently or even aloud say, "Tell me about love." You know, show me the love. Tell me about love. You know, you can even ask your higher self. You can ask whatever it is you're looking at. You can ask anything. Tell me about love. You can ask a tree. You can ask an animal. You might be surprised what you hear. Mm. Anyway, How are you feeling though? Linda is
Y-
feeling her heart.
Yeah, I think that's sufficient for today because those two chapters are loaded with content.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of questions there too to reflect upon. So, you know, thank you for your reading, Ian. And thank you both for your presence here.
Thank you.
Thanks for hosting.
Thank you, Ian. So see you next time, okay?
Okay, have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.